Hello, everyone. Today we are going to explore the critical topic of strategic planning for a Board of Education. I'm Molly Young, MABE's Director of Board Development. As board members, one of your key responsibilities is to ensure your district is positioned to achieve its goals and serve students, staff, and the community effectively. A well-crafted strategic plan is your roadmap to that success. In this session, we'll cover why strategic planning is important, the strategic planning process, and how to use your strategic plan in board work. Let's start by understanding why strategic planning is so important for a Board of Education. First, vision alignment. Strategic planning allows us to align the district's efforts with a shared vision and mission. This ensures that everyone, from the administration to the teachers and support staff, is working toward common goals. Number two, guiding decision making. It offers a framework to guide board decisions from budget allocations to program investments. Instead of making reactive or short-term choices, a strategic plan helps us think long-term. Short-term is always easier, but long-term is really the goal of the Board of Education. Number three, resource optimization. We have finite resources. We all know that. Money, time, and human capital. A strategic plan helps prioritize those resources where they can have the greatest impact on student outcomes. Again, one of the biggest responsibilities of the Board of Education, student outcomes. Number three, accountability. By establishing clear, measurable goals, the strategic plan holds the district accountable for progress and outcomes. It provides a metric for evaluating success and adjusting as needed. Community engagement. Engaging stakeholders, whether that be teachers, parents, students, or other community members, in the planning process builds trust and ensures that the district's direction reflects the needs and priorities of those it serves. Now let's discuss the process of strategic planning. A strategic plan isn't something that happens overnight, although we wish it could be. It requires thoughtful analysis, input from various stakeholders, and a commitment to action. Below are the typical phases in this process. Phase number one, an environmental scan or assessment. Before developing a strategy, we must first assess our current situation. This involves conducting an environmental scan to understand the internal and external factors that may affect the district. Consider a SWOT analysis. What are our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? This includes reviewing academic performance, financial health, staffing, and community needs. And then also data collection. Collect feedback from students, parents, teachers, and community members. Reviewing academic data, surveys, and any other relevant reports is also important. Phase two is defining the vision, mission, and values. A vision. What do we want our school district to look like in 5, 10, or even 20 years? This is really thinking about the future. Where do we want to be in the long term? Our mission. What is our purpose? What do we aim to achieve for our students in the community? And what are we promising to be today? Next is core values. What principles guide our actions, decisions, and behaviors? These elements help create a clear direction for the district's strategic focus. Phase three, setting goals and objectives. With a clear vision, mission, and values in place, the next step is setting specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals, or you've probably heard it called SMART goals. An example of a SMART goal would be improve student literacy by 10% over the next 3 years. From there, you would go into phase four, developing objectives, strategies, and action plans. And this is the job of your superintendent. Your superintendent and staff will then take your strategic goals as the Board of Education and break the goals down into objectives or action steps, identifying what specific actions need to be taken to reach each goal. Now it's time to plan how we'll achieve these goals. This involves outlining the strategies that will be used and who will be responsible for each task. I can't stress this enough. Your superintendent and your superintendent staff will really be the ones that do this work. But you as a Board of Education get to have input and give feedback on whether or not you believe that these actions will be able to meet the goals that you have outlined. And the best way to be part of it is simply by asking questions of your superintendent when it comes to the objectives. Next is budgeting and resources. What resources will be needed to achieve these strategies? And this is the step where the superintendent and you need to work together to find the resources necessary to achieve the goals, or you'll need to amend the goals. So if you don't have the budget necessary to do the things that you want to do, you'll have to rethink what exactly it is that you are capable of doing. A timeline. Establish a clear timeline with benchmarks to monitor progress. This will help keep the Board of Education and the superintendent accountable to what you all have said you are going to be doing. Phase 5 is the idea of monitoring and evaluation. This is a really important part of a strategic plan. A strategic plan is a living document. It must be reviewed and evaluated periodically. So what does that look like? Regular check-ins. At board meetings, ensure that progress is being tracked and the plan is adjusted as necessary based on changing circumstances or new data. This is why setting a strategic plan and checking in on that strategic plan is so important. You don't want to go down a path that then needs to be changed. If a path needs to be changed, do it as soon as possible while still allowing chances for the work to be done before change. And then feedback is part of this process of monitoring and evaluation. Use feedback from staff, students, and the community to refine the plan and its execution. I say that with a grain of salt, making sure that the feedback that you are taking is being discerned. Don't just take feedback as face value right off the bat. You'll need to make sure that you're gathering a wide array of feedback as opposed to just one or two voices. All right, so once the strategic plan is developed, it's essential that the Board of Education uses it as a tool to guide your ongoing work. Here's how you can incorporate the strategic plan into board functions. Setting priorities. The strategic plan should be referenced when discussing budget decisions, new programs, and staffing plans. Prioritize initiatives that align with the plan's goals. When a new proposal is brought forward, ask, how does this align with our strategic goals? If it supports the plan, it should be a top priority. If it doesn't align, it should be reconsidered or revised. Then it's goal-oriented decision-making. When evaluating potential decisions, whether it's approving a new technology program or addressing teacher shortages, use the strategic plan to assess whether these decisions contribute to the district's long-term goals. Ensure decisions are guided by the overarching vision. You can also use your strategic plan to evaluate progress and accountability. Regularly assess how well the district is meeting the goals outlined in the strategic plan. Are students' test scores improving? Is the district on track with its financial and operational goals? Hold administrators accountable for making progress toward the agreed upon objectives. A large part of assessing the progress is through incorporating your strategic plan into your superintendent evaluation process. Remember, as a board, you are determining what you want to have accomplished and then handing it over to the superintendent to determine how to accomplish the goals. These goals are your expectations for your superintendent. Communicating with stakeholders. Use the strategic plan to communicate with the community about the direction of the district. By referencing specific goals and strategies, the board ensures transparency and shows that decisions are being made with a clear and focused purpose. And then finally, you can use your strategic plan for continuous improvement. A good strategic plan is both a North Star and a basis for understanding where you are in the process of improvement. Strategic plans are really meant to hold goals that take several years to accomplish. but celebrating the steps toward reaching the goals and being transparent about and taking accountability when steps and goals have not yet been reached are equally important. Strategic planning is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that guides the future of your district. As members of the Board of Education, you have a crucial role in ensuring that the district stays on track, makes informed decisions, and is accountable to the community it serves. When used effectively, a strategic plan will help you set clear priorities, ensure resources are allocated where they're most needed, and ultimately improve student outcomes. It also strengthens the connection between the board and the broader community, ensuring that everyone is really working toward a shared vision of success. I encourage each of you to think about how you can actively participate in the planning process and accountability of your district's strategic plan, and how you can continuously use the strategic plan of your district to guide your decisions and actions as board members. Thanks for your commitment to strategic planning and for the impact it will have on the success of your district.